Hey everyone, Red here, and I've been asked numerous times to go ahead and play Survivor, and I've actually slacked quite a lot on playing Survivor, so much that I actually had to play quite a few games to climb back up into Red ranks. But I have a fun build for everyone today, and I like to call it Red's Hide and Seek build. The perks required for this build are going to be as followed: Object of Deception, Spine Chill, Iron Will, and Urban Evasion. Now the whole point of this build is quite simple. Use Object of Deception to keep the killer in sight at all times and to taunt the killer to come to us, and then once we're within their terror radius, during that time neither the killer nor the survivor will see auras anymore. This is perfect, as once this happens we won't waste the killer's time searching for us. Urban Evasion helps out a ton with this and is an insane perk for looping, as it allows for quite a few different jukes to break chase, which is essential for the build as we want to be as annoying as possible without ever being found, or if we are found we want to break chase with line of sight jukes, and Urban Evasion help out with that. By running and Urban Evasioning right at the corner, I'm halting scratch marks. When the killer turns the corner to look for me, he's actually looking at where he expects me to go, and since killer's see in first person, I'm able to slide right underneath his nose. Spine Chill comes into play when I am actually in the terror radius, as it allows me to know when the killer is looking at me or my direction, and serves as a great information tool when trying to hide. It's also super helpful in chase with the 6% increase in ball speed when the killer is looking at us, which in chase is always. When running loops like this where you can't see the killer at all times, you want to make sure the killer commits to one way or another so you don't end up running into them. Urban Evasion can be helpful here as well, as you can break line of sight and use this actually as a juke by running one direction and evasioning into another nook or cranny of an area. As soon as the killer gives up on me, I make sure to keep Object of Deception on him in hopes of him getting frustrated and coming to play hide and seek with me again, because you know, I get lonely and whatnot. Apparently, Legion isn't a fan of my hide-and-seek playstyle and decides to leave me alone, which means I have to be a normal, boring survivor and go work on a generator. My teammate is not a professional hide-and-seek player like myself and managed to get themselves smacked twice in a short amount of time. While this is no big deal, it does crush my inner Claudette, as they did not become one with the environment. Did I mention that there are 3 Claudettes this game? And now both are down. It's time for me to put on my altruism pants and be the hero they don't deserve, but need. I make sure to look away from Legion until I get into the terror area so my Object of Obsession won't let him know which way I'm coming for the save. A Claudette with a flashlight. How toxic, am I right? Make sure not to unhook a survivor when a killer is super close like this. Actually, I could have faked a grab a few times to try and fool him into wasting more time carrying for a potential breakout. Knowing how a killer sees him first person can actually allow you to slide right past them when turning corners like this. Don't worry, the Claude Squad heals together, though I better see less hustle out there and more hiding. If you ever feel like you need to try and get some gens done, make sure to keep your camera pointed away from the killer so neither of you can see auras. Don't worry though, as this is where Spine Chill comes out and helps a ton. Staying hidden is the name of the game. If other Claudettes get hurt in the process, that's a price I'm willing to pay. Though with it being Legion, I always have to be careful of being paired up due to his frenzy, which allows him to see heartbeats of nearby survivors after inflicting deep wounds on them. This is the moment I've been waiting for, getting to slam a pallet into another player's face for once. You just had to ruin it, man. Two things here, one's good, one's bad. Good thing is I didn't waste a pallet because I knew I was going to be hit either way. But the bad part is I actually took a horrible pathway after the hit and didn't give me a ton of distance. Though he picks her up right away, so I'm not super punished for it. I can set up my next hide and seek juke by leading him on and running past where I plan on hiding. This will throw scratch marks everywhere and past my hiding spot. Most killers will overlook hiding, even if track marks suddenly stop. They will think that the survivor must have taken a different route. My mini downfall here though is I forgot the 2 rooms were connected the whole time. So now my only goal here is to waste as much time as possible and to look for a potential line of sight juke whenever I can to break the chase. With my perk Iron Will, I also emit no sound while being injured, which can help me lose killers in chase or keep me stealthy while injured. Hey Legion, I get it. Asserting dominance though comes at a cost. Since the miss, I can actually now look to make this small loop into a much larger one by going out and around the room instead of staying on the loop itself. And since I vaulted the pallet last time, I'm already planning on fake vaulting it this time. That mini step he took is going to allow me to run this whole room again and go for another mind game if he chooses not to break the pallet. The amount of time wasted so far is a huge help to the team. Since he's decided to finally break the pallet and I was actually out of a position just a little bit, I know I won't gain a lot of ground and I'm just looking for anything to waste a few more seconds, even if it's jumping in and out of a locker. While he finally gets his prey, I was able to waste roughly 100 seconds, which in some games can throw the whole game in the survivor's favor due to gen efficiency. I actually stay on hook for quite a bit of time here, but since it's solo queue, I have no way of communicating to let Fang know the other two survivors are preoccupied. Fang isn't making a bad play though, as she's on a gen and is a decent distance away from me and most likely assumes the other Claudette is coming for the save. Luckily, Fang does realize no one is coming for me and starts to make her way to me to try and prevent a stage 2 on the first hook, though the other Claudette probably should have came down and saved me after Legion had picked up the down survivor. Letting a survivor reach stage 2 on the first hook can really hinder a game overall, as it gives the killer an easier target later if they need to remove a survivor from the game. While too much altruism can snowball a game, not enough altruism can severely hurt it as well. Healing against Legion can be a waste of time in most cases, but since I'm really trying to keep that more stealthy playstyle, I'd prefer to be fully healed as to not leaving blood tracks straight to me. The game has been slowed down pretty hard, and the first Claudette has gotten down and is on death hook. It's time to crank the efficiency up and get some gens done. Unfortunately, the Claudette doesn't manage to get saved and is sacrificed to the entity. Even worse, 25 to 30 seconds later, Fangman also goes down, but luckily this map kinda sucks with hook spawns and allows for enough time for Fang to wiggle out and waste more time as myself and other Claudette hustle on the gens. Fang is doing a pretty good job with looping the Legion. I managed to get to the next generator before hearing the terror radius and taking a quick look around to make sure Legion is not upstairs. The other Claudette pops the second to last generator, so I make like a normal Claude main and Urban Evasion to the next gen to maintain my membership in the Stealthy Claude Squad. After being sneaky for no apparent reason, I do what all survivors do best and hold that M1 until Fang gets downed. By using an object, I'm able to take quick looks to gauge the distance between myself and Legion. This can help immensely when trying to get gens done when the killer is in a chase or finishing up the chase. Unfortunately, it ends up being Fang's last hook, but she did an amazing job in looping as it bought me more than enough time to finish the last generator and potentially have the remaining Claudettes survive. With there only being 2 survivors left, being stealthy is a huge advantage, and since I'm already in the terror radius, I knew that either he was looking for me since I just finished the gen, or he was looking for the other Claudette, or maybe even in a chase with the other Claudette, and whichever one of us gets found first, we'll have to distract Legion long enough to allow the other Claudette to get that door open, and potentially eat a hit to save them. I'm pretty confused here as he seems to be staying around this side for a long period of time, and this tells me that the other Claudette is most likely looping him in the area. I need to make sure not to get spotted to keep him pressured into thinking that I'm on the other gate. Once Claude leads him away from this side, I'll be able to go ahead and 99 that gate and look to either save Claude or maybe take a hit for her if she manages to loop long enough to get back to this door. Claude does an amazing job looping and gets back to the gate at a perfect time. I make sure to open the gate and get behind her just in case so we can secure our survival. But that's it for this Survivor gameplay, and I hope it was helpful and entertaining, especially to the viewers who have been asking for the Survivor gameplay. Try out the build in your games and let me know how it goes and if you have fun with it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe to keep up with future content. If you haven't already, make sure to join Twitter and Discord, where I like to share my thoughts on pretty much everything Dead by Daylight related, or just upcoming things for the channel in general. I hope you have fun playing hide and seek with the killers in your future games, and until next time, I'm Red, and I'm signing off.
Come on.